LeBron James pressed Stephen A out. What was that? What night was that? Was that Friday? Was that Thursday? I think that was Thursday night. Yeah, Thursday night. It was a TNT game. Yeah, so Thursday night. Was that a TNT game?
Yeah, it was TNT.
Yeah, it was a TNT game. It was Lakers. Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, so it was Lakers versus the Knicks. Stephen A was at the game, and LeBron James basically he seen Stephen A after the game was over. He making his entrance, leaving off the court. He seen Stephen A.
The game was still going on when he talked to him. No, that game wasn't over.
It had to be over because
they even showed clips like him sitting beside him on his phone after he talked to him.
For real?
Yeah, that game wasn't over. That was like a timeout when he went over there talking to him.
Oh, damn. Well, anyway, so during the midst of that game, LeBron James pressed Stephen A. Smith out. And so they had the internet, a split, I guess, a 50-50 thing. Some people felt like LeBron James was corny for pressing Stephen A. Smith out. I guess, again, my bad, just again, a little bit side story, especially for the women who don't know nothing about what was going on. Stephen A. Smith has basically been on ESPN, trashing Bronny James. And I'm gonna say more than because I'm not saying everybody don't do it. It's been a lot of people who have had criticism towards Bronny James, and of course, it's one of those things. It's a clickbait thing, and LeBron know that. And his point to Stephen A. is like, bro, you supposed to be bigger than that. Like you doing stuff that I expect people who are trying to make a name for themselves do. You that's low hanging fruit, and that's what Stephen A was doing. He kept like his last big moment was him getting on ESPN on First Take, and he was saying, "I plead to you, LeBron James, as a father and as a man, you need to sit here and not keep making your son play in the NBA." Like he went on one of them spills where it was more not even about the basketball. It was like you was kind of questioning LeBron James as a father and what he was doing for his son. And let's be clear, for people like, oh, why he didn't reach? They reached out to him and they told him, like, bro, like relax, like you doing too much. And for people who sit here and say, oh, it's LeBron, like it's a clicks and views thing. You're chasing clicks and views. The things that people hate the shade room or you hate academics for, there's no way you can hate those entities and be okay with what Stephen A. Smith is doing. Because guess what, Stephen A. I watch First Take. I watch the clips. I watch the show. I know for a fact, guess what they don't talk about? They don't talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers could end up tying the Bulls and the Warriors for the 70. Is it still 72 games?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, more than 72. The Warriors was more than 72. They broke it.
Oh, theirs was 73-9. So, but they could tie the Bulls. They could still be 72-10. If they went out, they can end the season being 72-10. And guess what ESPN don't do? They don't talk about the Cavaliers at all. And for people to be like, oh, it's not an A market. Nigga, it wasn't an A market when LeBron James played there. What the hell do that mean?
And they broke LeBron James' record.
For what? Most wins?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my point, but they don't talk. I mean, of course, this don't count because this is after the game and they're going to do whatever the case. This little late ESPN show, Sports Center, this don't count. I'm talking about actually on First Take, they don't do it. So it's no way you're going to sit here and tell me you're going to pick on my son and you don't coverage. They don't even talk about the Detroit Pistons. Bro, the Detroit Pistons, they turned their whole entire season around.
But you the same person to say, oh, well, you got to have a following. You got to bring this attraction. And that's why I said that's my only thing. Is
what you mean?
When remember we had this conversation before, you was like, oh, Bronny got all these following. He's bringing these people. That comes with this. When I was talking about with the whole Cam Reddish and all that situation, you was like, well, he ain't got nobody even checking for him. And that's the thing. You got all this. The lights are on you. It's going to stay on you. Just like even when we take it back to the Ball brothers, when Big Ball was making his little runs around on media saying, "Oh, my son's better than this," blah blah blah, whoop de woo. He was doing all that. They were talking about his kids. Once everybody got in the league,
but you think about it. But both of his kids went number 2.
Right, but once they got in the league and they were like, "Oh, well, this," he was getting his backlash. The stuff that he was saying, he was getting his backlash. That comes with it. But you see here, but you can't compare the number 2 draft pick to the number 55. How? But you said that when I sit here and said about we don't give a fuck about Cam Reddish and all that. He ain't LeBron.
But you talking about Cam Reddish compared to I'm talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm talking about the Detroit Pistons. What we talking about?
But I'm saying because who you are, right? You told me who he is, he brings that attention, right? Cam Reddish don't matter. He don't mean nothing.
But you're talking about Marcus, but screw Cam Reddish. Stop bringing up Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish don't have nothing to do with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cam Reddish is a 15-man on the bench, just like Bronny James is. Cam Reddish did not even play in the game yesterday, and he's healthy.
But my point, so what I'm trying to say is, if Bronny James was anybody else's son, would they be talking about him?
No, and they don't.
Right. So that's what they only talking about because he's LeBron James' son, right? And he's on the same team as LeBron James. Right. That's why they talking about. They're not talking about no other rookies in the NBA. That's
Right.
why that comes with that.
So you're no, listen to what I'm saying. So you're proving the point of LeBron. Nigga, if you talk about everybody else, I wouldn't care.
But there's nobody else to talk about. Like you said, it don't matter.
It's 55 other niggas who got drafted ahead of me. So my point. Then listen, you're proving the point.
But no,
you're proving the point. What you're saying, yes, and that's the reason why LeBron, like, nigga, if he wasn't my son, you wouldn't be talking about him. So don't talk about him because he's my son.
But that comes with it, right?
No, it don't. What are you even talking about? Why do it come with it? Because he's my son? Yeah, so you're absolutely. So guess what? It come with it. So guess what else it come with it? I'm going to press you out on national fucking TV.
But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. That comes with it. And even in the AAU circuit and all these kids nowadays, when they're what's name, they say, oh, that kid, he not old enough, check his ID and all that. When their parents, that comes with when your kid is that guy, it comes with that.
Listen to what I'm saying. All of that would be cool if you talked about other people. Nobody wouldn't care if you would still talk. If you were sitting here saying,
okay, do you think he still would get this? Well, he got the same coverage if he came last year with Wemby. I don't think so.
LeBron, no.
Right, because Wemby was a name. There's no other name in the draft right now.
But you're proving the point of what I'm saying is so then acknowledge that then. Say that. Don't make it seem like, oh, I'm just talking about him because he's another player. No, say I'm talking about him because he's LeBron James' son and he draws attraction and he does numbers, and that's why I'm talking about him. You're not critiquing me because I'm another basketball player, because it's endless basketball players you don't even talk about who play on better teams, got a better record than the team that I play on.
But I think that's all everybody's when they criticize, they say LeBron James' son. LeBron James needed. That's what I say. I don't think it's just Bronny James. It's LeBron James attached to it. I don't think nobody ever just attacked. It's just Bronny. It's always been LeBron James attached to it. And you know your son is always. LeBron is always the talk of it.
Listen to what I'm saying. That's cool. I'm still a father, and I can still press you out.
Yeah, you can still press, but. So you going to press everybody out, or you just pressing Stephen A because he's more of
I've seen you. So you got the louder voice. I'm going to press out the louder. I'm the person who got the louder voice. Duh. I'm not about to sit here and, oh yeah, Bob from around the corner. What the fuck do I look like? Now, that would be corny. If LeBron James pressed out Bob with a podcast in LA who sit here saying something about Bronny, yeah, he look corny. No, you're Stephen A. Smith. You just got $100 million. You're going to earn this $100 million now, nigga. Now I'm going to press you out and make you look like less of a man. Because I seen your shoulders drop. You a man. I watched your shoulders drop. Like if you seen two dogs go at each other, when that big dog get and the little dog lower his shoulders because he don't want no bump. I watched Stephen A. do what the little dog do when a big dog started barking at a little dog. He dropped his shoulders and went out like a sucker. He told you to stop talking about his son. You could have stopped talking about his son when he sent that text through Rich Paul. I'm like, bro, relax. You kept talking. So when I see you, now this up. And for everybody who's sitting here trying to come up with excuses with Steve, y'all coming up with excuses with Stephen A. Smith because you niggas are some hoe niggas and y'all want to be able to sit on social media and voice your opinion and expect your opinion not to come with smoke. That's not the real world, dog. If you talk greasy about somebody, you bump into that person, no, you can't sit here and tell them, oh no, it's not supposed to be smoke because it come with like, nah. You got to pick and choose and be careful on your words and you use. When you talk about certain topics, you talk about certain people, you can't sit here and tell me listen what I'm telling you. And this is how you know the internet just annoys the hell out of me and people just annoy me. Y'all can't sit here and wrap y'all brain and sit here and say, oh, the reason why LeBron was going to the concerts to the Kendrick Jones because Savannah probably don't like Drake. So y'all can sit here and feel like his wife could sit here and make him beef with his man on some rap beef. But you think his wife was gonna be cool with Stephen A. Smith dragging his dick on the table on ESPN every day by his son? Are you niggas stupid? What planet is that?
So do Act get pressed out too?
If he come outside, nigga, he don't go nowhere. How am I pressing my y'all?
I don't know. I mean, if I'm just saying,
you have never seen academics? No fucking way.
I don't know. Whenever he get posted on what's I don't know anything about it. That's what I'm saying. I don't know when
guess what? If he was somebody,
I don't know what he did.
It don't matter. Listen to what I'm telling you. If he goes somewhere, you would see other people post it. It don't mean if academics went to he wouldn't go nowhere because it'll be more niggas before LeBron James get to him. But if you think that academics can sit here and post all that stuff he see and was saying about LeBron James and he can go to a Lakers game, nigga, you stupid?
No, that's what I'm at. That's what I'm saying. Like that's the person. Like if anybody, you should be pressing out that person like that.
But you one of them people, and like he don't go nowhere. You ain't never seen him nowhere, so don't bring him up. We talking about who was there. He was the same. I seen people try to bring up Skip Bayless. You ain't never seen Skip Bayless no fucking where. Skip Bayless don't go to games. The niggas had the same smoke for fucking Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp was playing with John Morant. His father seen him impress him. The fuck are y'all talking about? Y'all niggas is bitches. Y'all will let anybody do anything to your kid. I'm not going like that. Y'all niggas is whores. Stop having kids if you were going to be a whore. If you ain't got no backbone, don't have no fucking kids. Because it ain't no way in God's green earth, if, as me as a father, and I'm laying up with a black woman every day, come on, dog. Y'all told me that this nigga had to sit here and ride for Kendrick Lamar because of his black wife. You telling me that she going to be cool with her son? A nigga shitting on her son every day? This her son. She don't play basketball. So you tell me how you think that conversation went in the house every day. Oh, it was just popcorn and ice cream. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all niggas is crazy as shit.
That was LeBron James coming up to me, unexpectedly, I might add, to confront me about making sure that I mind what I say about his son. Can't repeat the words because they ain't suited for FCC airwaves. That's what he was doing. I thought long and hard about this over the last few hours because I had no intentions, Molly, of talking about this at all.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because it was a one-on-one, I wouldn't say a conversation, but it was a one-on-one confrontation. But then I wake up and everybody from ESPN and my agent and everybody else were sending me that this thing had gone viral. And so ultimately it was unavoidable. And that is why I have to discuss it now. That wasn't a basketball player confronting me. That was a parent. That was a father. And I can't sit here and be angry or feel slighted by LeBron James in any way in that regard. By all accounts, he's obviously a wonderful family man and a wonderful father who cares very, very deeply about his son. And based on some of the comments that he had heard, or shall I say, I think he thought he heard, he clearly took exception to some of the things that he heard me say, and he confronted me about it. For the record, his agent and friend, Rich Paul, has my number. Maverick Carter, who works under him, has my number. LeBron James knows how to get in contact with me if he wanted to.
This is my only thing that blows with me about Stephen A. Smith. And maybe he just do too much conversation so he forgets stuff that he said. No, you was the same person who sat on the same exact show on First Take and was like, I don't like the fact that they sitting here texting. Rich Paul texted you before and told you to relax on saying stuff about Bronny. You brought it to First Take and said, I don't like y'all sitting here texting me and telling me what I can and what I can't say. This is my job. I can say whatever I want. Mm-hmm. My only thing to Stephen A. Smith is, and his tone of his whole how he wanted to talk about LeBron changed completely. Perfect example, watching the Boston Celtics and Lakers game yesterday. And what's the white man that used to do the stuff at Golden State? He was bringing up about to give LeBron James some credit, and then Stephen A. was like, "Oh, we already talked about LeBron enough. Let's give Jason Tatum some love." Listen to what I'm telling you. Even as somebody who I'm somebody who listens to what I'm saying. I tell y'all this all the time. I try to take in more content than I do actually listen to music, and I still listen to a lot of music. I have to go. I shouldn't have to sit here and go to other platforms outside of ESPN to hear people talk about other basketball players. That's the reason why Gilbert Arenas' podcast is so big, because do he still have his moments? Of course, but he's talking for 3 hours about basketball 7 days a week. So of course, is he gonna have his debates back and forth about Jordan? Of course, everybody gonna have the Jordan and LeBron conversation. That's just what's gonna happen. But again, with all that still being said, is I shouldn't be able to still go to First Take and still get decent basketball conversation about the Boston Celtics, about the Cleveland Cavaliers, about the Magic, about whatever team. It don't matter. I get it. I understand during football season, if all you want to kind of push is whatever the hot headline is, because I'm talking about football, we in the midst of basketball season now. No, I should be able to get other dialogue. And when I don't get other dialogue, and if I'm a father, if I'm LeBron James, he understands how business go. LeBron James is in the media business. He got his own TV shows. He got his own program. He understands how it works, but still I understand that because you're Stephen A. and this is First Take, you can talk about other stuff. You choose not to talk about other stuff because you don't want to talk about other stuff. You're sitting here, especially when you're this big, you can kind of, you almost like the popular DJ, like you can break the new song. Like, yeah, of course we know what songs we already like, but as the popular DJ, your thing is to sit here and say, okay, let me see y'all what's new now. It's not to keep playing. I already know what the hits is. I already know what song I like. I already know I like Steph. I already know I like LeBron. What's new? And that's why the NBA got such a hard problem with bringing in a new face of the NBA, because the people who talk about it only talk about two niggas. And you can tie that in to the back and forth that Charles Barkley and what's my man name? Kendrick Perkins had. They had on that same day, they had a back and forth. It was Kendrick Perkins and Charles Barkley had a back and forth. And I'll play the clip from Charles Barkley.
Let me tell y'all something.
Tell me something.
And first of all, I want all the smoke. I don't whistle when I walk by the graveyard or anything like that.
I don't whistle when I walk by the graveyard. Right. I like that.
Real quick, I just want to say, dog, that was one of the hardest gangster old country man balls of all times. I don't whistle when I walk past the graveyard. Shout out to Charles Barkley.
Let me tell y'all something.
Tell me something.
And first of all, I want all the smoke. I don't whistle when I walk by the graveyard or anything like that.
I don't whistle when I walk by the graveyard.
Right.
I like that.
Hey, man.
I'm stealing that one.
The Lakers are doing great. Got a long way to go. But the reason the season's been going great for the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Y'all just want to talk about the Warriors and the Lakers. They're both doing great. Don't get me wrong. If I turn out to be wrong, I got no problem with that. But y'all are idiots because y'all talk about the Lakers and the Warriors all the time. Y'all don't. The Cleveland Cavaliers have won 12 straight games. The Oklahoma City got the MVP, and they are on fire. Y'all are talking about who's in second place. That's the reason I get pissed. Hey, the Lakers are doing great. I don't mind being wrong. The Warriors are doing great. But Oklahoma City and the Cavs been balling, let me tell y'all, for 6 months. Y'all talking about teams that had two great weeks.
Time out. I get what you're saying. You just went at the whole network. I'm not even.
They talk about the same
whole
stuff.
industry.
Whole industry. They talk about the same stuff every single day.
I would have to, but you know, there's
is there some credit? Is there some credit to be handed out here?
Yes. But don't say basketball's only watching now. First of all, between that and this lame-ass LeBron-Michael Jordan debate, which is lame. I've said for years, the only people talk about LeBron and Michael is people on television who got no talent to talk about anything else.
So again, like I said, that kind of just all doubled down on, and that was the trickle effect with the Stephen A situation. Because like I said, you're on the bigger network. That's the purpose of why you have a job on ESPN, and people just kind of hold you to a higher standard. The same way everybody was championing you, but like, hey, Stephen A got that bag. And just real quick, and this is not no hate. This is just an honest pocket watching piece, real quick. Everybody who like Stephen A got that bag. Stephen A kind of got a little bit of dick on his chip. So let's just sit here and run down the bags of the top 8 most paid sports broadcaster. Number 1 is Tom Brady, and he is getting $37 million a year. Number 2 is Charles Barkley. He gets $21 million a year. Number 3 is Stephen A. Smith. But just realize the two people I just said will hit the shit between him and Tom Brady is damn near like 17 million. And the crazy thing is,
but that ain't fair though.
What if?
Because it's Tom Brady.
So
Tom Brady, like he only did 1 year. He had to when he came out of retirement. Like they was offering him the big bucks.
Listen to what but listen to what I'm saying though, and but all I'm just sitting here saying is the same way we sit here, the same way you were trying to tell me with the Angel Reese shit was like, yeah, you get a bunch of deals, but what about what's the real money behind it? Nigga, Stephen A. Smith got to whore himself out for this money. Which this nigga Tom Brady and Charles Barkley only got to do half. Nigga, well, Tom Brady ain't even got to do half of a year. Right. Tom Brady only got to do 17 weeks.
But that's my thing. That's just like if LeBron say I'm retiring right now, he would be the highest paid. What's name? Because it's LeBron James. It ain't because of his talent. It's because it's LeBron James.
No, I'm not. Listen, you're missing what I'm saying. I ain't saying that Stephen A. Smith don't got talent. Stephen A. Smith is great at what he do, but he is going to work like a Hebrew slave for this.
Right, but
he on the morning and the nighttime. All of these niggas is only.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's. But who else? But okay, but analyze wise, you talking about 2 athletes. That's what I'm saying. It's not fair. Like when you
Tony Romo.
Tony Romo's out there.
Troy Aikman and Tony Romo 4 and 5. They both tied at $18 million a year. And if you talking about niggas who just off of just straight names, just talk is Pat McAfee. He's $17 million.
And that's still a
what?
That's still an athlete.
Man, nigga, he was a fucking kicker. Stop, dog.
You ain't see his highlights and all that. Like he had. That's what I'm saying. He still had.
Are we being serious? Come on.
Yes, when they
compared to all the names on here. No, listen.
No, he still has some cachet. He's still somebody.
I know. Listen, I'm saying
compared to just.
Listen, be careful. For 90% of the people right now who can hear my voice or watching this on YouTube right now, we all know Pat McAfee from being talking shit. He on ESPN, and this is again go back to even just sometimes where I even tell y'all about just the difference between we talking about white privilege, bro. Pat McAfee, his whole entire crew, they did, and their show longer than First Take. They on ESPN from soon as First Take go up to like 4:00 in the evening with t-shirts, hats on, hoodies. I fuck with Pat McAfee because he be on ESPN doing anything, cussing and some more shit, and he's streaming his show on TikTok. So he doubling, he on here live, so he double dipping on the bag. I'm not mad at Pat McAfee, but all I'm just sitting here saying is for everybody in the black community who like, oh, Stephen A. got this bag. No, Stephen A. Smith is about to work like a goddamn slave. He be on that joint in the morning time, the nighttime. He be on all of these shows, and he still got to go on YouTube. No, like, yeah, that shit sound cool for us, for who don't got no money. I got to go to work every day. Yeah, that shit sound cool until I pull up these other niggas who ain't got to do nothing and getting twice that.
But that's why I'm just saying, what other analyst like who's just an analyst, not an athlete?
Pat McAfee to me is just an analyst.
he
I know
was-
him from being a fucking
he's a
YouTube nigga who got a bag from ESPN.
No, but that, I'm talking about like just like Cornhide. Where's and not Corn Calhoun? Where's he at on that list?
He don't work for. He ain't, I don't know his. I don't know if his shit.
that's
On,
just,
I mean, well, all of these people basically just ESPN besides Shaq and Tom Brady. Oh, and Tony Romo not neither.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you tell me somebody like Nick Wright, what's Nick Wright? You know what I'm saying? Like somebody like that.
But listen to what I'm saying. But Nick Wright is still new though, and that's my and listen to and this and
but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's not fair when you, like I said, Stephen A. is going on because the athlete is gonna have more of an image.
But listen what you're saying though. But Stephen A. been talking longer than fucking some of these.
Yes, he been talking, but it's still an athlete is still going to draw more.
But you can't. But my only thing, even
now, if you sit here and told me Shannon Sharp was above him, then that's why I'd be like, damn, like all right. Because Shannon Sharp is not.
No. Shannon Sharp ain't on here, but I guarantee you, I can go out on a limb and say Shannon Sharp probably make more money on his YouTube channel. He may not make the 20, but I guarantee you, he in the double M's off his YouTube channel. Off of Club Shay Shay, I ain't saying off of just one, but off of them two pages together, that Club Shay Shay and that, and you got to remember, we ain't just talking about what you get paid off of YouTube. We talking about also the sponsors. So, and Club Shay Shay be going crazy. Both of them Jones, Nightcap and Club Shay Shay go crazy with the advertisements on their Jones. So, like I said, but that's my point of Stephen A. still got to do all of that. Where I'm not, and that's my point of what Stephen A. where he got to be more careful of. Think about how hard you got to work to get paid what everybody else getting paid is because you do too much of the low hanging fruit shit. Even when you say comparing it to Nick Wright, for even Nick Wright name to even be brought in the conversation to Stephen A. means that Stephen A. doing something wrong. Because Nick Wright is still new. Nick Wright is still a new face on TV. So if for people to even bring Nick Wright name into that conversation, that means Stephen A. Smith is doing something bad.
But you got Tom Brady at number one, who he only did it one. His is first year.
Man, shout out to Tom. But again, like you said,
but that's
Tom
what I'm saying.
Brady.
He draws that deal.
But guess what? And Tom Brady only do the big games.
Because Ernie's not up there, right? But you got Shaq and Charles Barkley up there. That's why I say.
But I don't know. I don't even know how. I mean, Ernie name ain't on. It's only the top 8, so I don't necessarily know how far of a drop off it is. But like I said, man, shout outs to them. Shout outs to Stephen A. I'm not knocking him getting it, but I just would tell people because I seen the John. It was a breakdown on how many shows he had to do because I think they even adding Stephen A. to Monday Night Football. That just to me is a lot. That's all I'm just saying. Like it's cool. The big number that you're looking at is cool, but still it's kind of just like, all right, you working a lot, dog. For some of these other niggas who ain't got to work as much, you probably should have figured it out. Instead of sitting here, hey, I'm a LeBron, the Cowboys, you should have probably figured something out. And the reason why Nick Wright is still a name, because guess what? I can go watch Nick Wright and at least he's a Kansas. I'd rather hear a nigga talk about Kansas City Chiefs than a nigga talk about the Cowboys. At least the Chiefs is winning. So, I mean, I don't even want to, them guys stay too much longer on that clip just to give us a little laugh break in between.